Welcome back to our channel. In this video, we'll be taking a look at the top 10 facts you didn't know about famous inventions. These inventions have revolutionized the way we live our lives and have made a significant impact on the world. From the light bulb to the airplane, let's dive into the fascinating history of these inventions. Number 10. The light bulb. The first fact about the light bulb is that Thomas Edison didn't actually invent it. British inventor Joseph Swan invented the first electric light bulb in 1860, more than 20 years before Edison's patent. However, Edison's design was more practical and became the first commercially successful light bulb. Another interesting fact is that the modern LED light bulb was invented in 1962 by Nikolaniak JRB, a scientist working for General Electric. LEDs are more energy efficient and long-lasting than traditional incandescent bulbs, and they're becoming increasingly popular in homes and businesses. Number 9. The telephone. Alexander Graham Bell is known for inventing the telephone, but he wasn't the only one working on the idea. Elisha Gray and Antonio Meucci both made significant contributions to the development of the telephone, but Bell's patent was the first to be approved by the U.S. Patent Office. An interesting fact is that the first words ever spoken over the telephone were, "Mr. Watson, come here, I want to see you." These words were spoken by Bell to his assistant, Thomas Watson, in 1876. Number 8. The automobile. The first automobile wasn't powered by gasoline, but by steam. French inventor Nicolas Joseph Cugnot built a steam-powered vehicle in 1769 that could travel at a speed of 2.5 miles per hour. It wasn't until the 1880s that gasoline-powered cars became more common. Another interesting fact is that the first person to receive a speeding ticket was a driver in a motorized vehicle in 1899. The driver was going 12 miles per hour in an 8-mile-per-hour zone. Number 7. The printing press. Johannes Gutenberg is credited with inventing the printing press, but he wasn't the first to invent movable type. Chinese inventor Bai Sheng invented a similar system over 400 years earlier, but it wasn't widely adopted. An interesting fact is that the Gutenberg Bible, which was printed in the 1450s, was the first book to be mass-produced using the printing press. It's considered one of the most valuable books in the world today. Number 6. The television. The first practical television was invented by Scottish inventor John Logie Baird in 1925, but the technology had been in development for many years before that. The first television broadcast was made in 1928, and by the 1950s, television had become a staple in households around the world. An interesting fact is that the first television remote control was invented in 1955 by Eugene Pauly, an engineer for Zenith Electronics. The remote was called the Flashmatic and used a flashlight to control the television. Number 5. The computer. The first computer wasn't an electronic device, but a mechanical one. Charles Babbage designed the analytical engine in the 19th century, which used punch cards to perform calculations. It was the precursor to modern computers. An interesting fact is that the first computer bug was actually a real bug. In 1947, a moth got caught in the Mark II computer at Harvard University, causing a malfunction. The term bug has been used to describe computer glitches ever since. Number 4. The airplane. The Wright brothers are often credited with inventing the airplane, but they weren't the first to fly. Brazilian aviation pioneer Alberto Santos Dumont flew a heavier-than-air aircraft in 1906, 2 years before the Wright brothers' historic flight. An interesting fact is that the first airplane flight was only 12 seconds long and traveled a distance of 120 feet. However, it was a monumental achievement that paved the way for modern air travel. Number 3. The microwave oven. The microwave oven was invented by Percy Spencer, an engineer for the Raytheon Corporation, in 1945. Spencer was working on a radar system when he noticed that a candy bar in his pocket had melted. This led him to discover that microwaves could be used to heat food. An interesting fact is that the first microwave oven was called the Ratarange and cost around $5,000. It wasn't until the 1960s that microwave ovens became more affordable and widely available. Number 2. The Internet. The Internet was developed in the 1960s by the United States Department of Defense as a way to share information between researchers. The first message was sent over the Internet in 1969, and by the 1980s, it had become a global network. An interesting fact is that the first website was created in 1991 by British computer scientist Tim Berners-Lee. It was a simple page with information about the World Wide Web project, but it marked the beginning of the modern Internet as we know it today. Number 1. The smartphone. The first smartphone was developed by IBM in 1993 and was called the Simon Personal Communicator. It had a touch screen, email capabilities, and could also make phone calls. An interesting fact is that the iPhone, which was released in 2007, revolutionized the smartphone industry with its user-friendly interface and App Store. Today, smartphones are an essential part of our daily lives and have changed the way we communicate and access information. That wraps up our top 10 facts you didn't know about famous inventions. We hope you learned something new and interesting about these revolutionary inventions that have shaped our world. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more interesting content like this, and let us know in the comments below if there are any other topics you'd like us to cover. Thanks for watching.